Hi, welcome to tsumego. In this video, I will try to analyze the categories of tsumego. In this video, I will mainly focus on down-level problems, but if you are a Q player, you may still stick with the videos because you will learn a lot of new stuff about tsumego. So let's get into the video. Firstly, let me talk about why I have tried to categorize them. I think it's a good way to understand our strength and weakness by knowing which categories of tsumego we are good at. And then you could set a target for training. So the meaning of understanding a tsumego is to understand your own skill. Here, I have divided the tsumego into 6 types. The first type is the common knowledge problems. Second one is key point problems. Third one is shape problems. Fourth is logic problems. Fifth is process of elimination problems. And lastly is the mixed problems. Mixed problems means that they have the properties of the above types. So it's called mixed. Okay, let's get into the common knowledge problems. A common knowledge problem is very likely to occur in an actual game. They usually are the sequence following a joseki. So even though they may be some down-level difficulty, many Q players have already learned them. Here they are some examples. The first one is this one. This is a very classical one. After the 3-3 invasion joseki, black has one more move at N19. How to kill this group? I would say there's some common knowledge. The answer is cut, peep, destroy the eye, and play this one. And lastly, this become a band 4 at the corner. If we just consider this as a tsumego, actually I think this is a very difficult tsumego, at least a down-level tsumego. But many players already have studied it, because it's too common, and so this problem kind of become a common knowledge shared by players. And the second example is this one. In this case, after the attach and the hane, after black block, could white leave? If you do not understand this tsumego, you probably wouldn't think that the white is going to be captured, as if white play Q18, black could play S18, and then black has 3 liberties and white only has 2 liberties. But white could not play S18, otherwise black play Q18. White could not make 2 eyes at the corner. However, this question is utilizing some properties at the corner and the defect of these 2 black stones. After white played the hit and a double hane. Very interestingly, white could play Q18 and play T18. Then white captured these 3 black stones. White could eventually leave by this hane. It's a very interesting shape, as this is a very common variations that you may find in a real game. I would say this is also a common knowledge problem. In the description, you may find a link, and the link have listed some of the example of these common knowledge problems. Then you may check it out to see if you have understand them already or not. So the next type is the key point problems. They essentially require the challenger to find a single tetsuji or brilliant move or surprise move to solve the problem. Easier problems might involve techniques that frequently occur in actual game, and the more difficult ones tend to involve more elusive surprise move. So, if you don't know the key point, you may be stuck without a clue. You just don't know what to do. And when you see the answers, you will, wow, oh, you have this kind of expression. So, these kind of problems also highlight a player's sense and talent, and I think they are generally interesting and could leave a strong impression on challenges. These kind of key point problems would leave a strong impression to me that I would remember the answer for quite a long time. But the sad thing about this type of problems is that you remember one key point of one particular tsumego, this knowledge could not be transferred because they are just too unique, especially for the higher level problem. Here are some examples. These are 1D plus problem, and it's black first to kill the white. You may pause the video to think a bit yourself. Normally, when I see this shape, I could only think about the extension. However, after the extension, the best the black could got is a core. After the clamp and hit and the knight move, very sadly, it's just a core. And the core is not the correct answer for this question. The correct answer for this question is a hane. If white block, black connect. White only has 2 liberties and black has 3, so white is being captured. And if white capture, black escape, it's a death shape. So, the hane is the key point you need to find in this question. After you know this hane, this is just a very simple problem. But this is a 1D plus problem, so it's far from simple, and if it's the first time you see this question, it's very difficult for you to figure out the correct answer. That's my opinion. And let's check out the second example. This question have increased the difficulty by hiding the key points in the following moves. Again, you may spend some time to study the question. Otherwise, I will go through the answer. The answer for this question is after 2 center. Black play the move. If you find black 5, brilliant. That's the correct answer. So actually, the logic of this problem is that black 1 and 3 is simple center. And after these 2 moves, if white secure this eye, then black play the hane. White could not make 2 eyes here because A and B is mi. But after white play the hane, white secure an eye at the corner. But here, if black play the cut, white could secure another eye. Similarly, if black play the hit, there is still an eye. Only if you could find this one, a brilliant sacrifice, the white would be captured. White play here, black capture. White play this one, black cut. White connect, this is an oi or toshi. Then the white is being captured. So this is the key point problems. And then we have the shape problems. In this type of problems, I think the final answers usually would revert to some common life and death shape. They including the bamboo at the corner, oi or toshi, golden chicken standing on one leg, the raccoon dog jumps the bullies, and the mouth stealing oil and some seki shapes. If you don't know these terms, you may check out my 120ego.com. You can find the link in the description. Anyway, many life and death problems are this type. They are very common. And training can significantly improve performance because if you do a lot of golden chicken standing on one leg, you will become very familiar with this shape, and then you could recognize this type of questions more easily. I think the most confusing thing about these problems is that many of these common shapes in life and death situation are not often seen in actual game. This is also a common reason that why many people do not like to do tsumego, as the shape that you usually find in tsumego is not the shape you usually find in a real game. However, I always think that it's always good to practice, and humans tend to regret in the wrong timing. In a tournament, when you face that tsumego in real game and you could not solve it, then you will regret. And also there is another reason. If the shape is common, not only you understand the shape, your opponents will also understand the shape. So, apart from making less mistakes, how could you outmatch your opponent? It is to recognize the shape that your opponents could not recognize. Then you could outmatch your opponent. So it's always good to do more practice. Here are some examples. Let's take a look. Okay, this is the very common band 4 problem. The answer is playing this one. And then in this variation, it did not show the band 4 answer. We can see the band 4 answer. Yeah, this is the band 4 at the corner shape. And the next example, this one. This is the shape of, I don't know the term in English. Comment section could tell me what is the name, but it's a very common technique that you could find in tsumego. A sacrifice. This one is same as the last question, the same technique. And lastly, oh, this is the golden chicken standing on one leg. Many tsumego is based on this shape. The correct answer is to play the cut and play the hane. Then this is the golden chicken standing on one leg. That white could not be able to play either Q19 or T19. They could not play. So these are the shape problems. Then is the logic problems. I think our logic problems have a clear goal. To make an eye in center or extendabilities to a specific number. To achieve this goal, the challenger needs to find accurate means and sequences. So let's take an example. In this tsumego, white has 3 liberties and black has 4 liberties. How could white win the capturing race? By utilizing these 3 white stones. The answer is to sacrifice 1 more stone. After the sacrifice, white could play the extension. And then you could find it. Could black play these 2 moves without spending 1 move to capture the 4 white stones? You find that black need to spend 1 move. Now black could not play this move. So white will win the capturing race. The logic problems are not a common type, but I enjoy this type of problems a lot. I think this is the type that could really improve your skills in calculation. Lastly is the process of elimination problems. This type of problems cannot be simply solved by using key points, shapes, or logic. They involve pure calculation and exhaustive problem solving. For example, this problem. There is no obvious key points for this question. At least I could not find the obvious key point. So I will try to calculate. Could I play the capture? No, because white could play this one. Could I play the connect? No, white could play this one. Could I play this one? No, white could again play this one, and then could play the hane. Then the black is still going to die. After I eliminated all the wrong answer, I know the correct answer is to play the extension. Then I could solve the problem. Similarly for this question, could I play the cut? No, after I play the cut and play this snap back, A and B become VI. If I connect, white could make 2 eyes. If I destroy this eye, white could play the snapback. Could I play this one? White could play 2 and this is a call. So the call may not be the best answer. Then, after I eliminated the wrong answer, I find that I need to play the pip. And then cut. This is the type of process of elimination. I agree that this is somehow subjective. That means to some people, they are process of elimination. To some people, they could find the key points or find the shapes that helped them to solve the tsumego. But anyway, this is my experience of doing tsumego. And if you think these categories are useful, then you may check out my link in the description, and then you may also try to contribute, share some tsumego that you think are very interesting and should be added to the list so that the community could all be benefited by our efforts. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.